Hey, how goes it? And welcome to this channel update. First off, sorry for not having daily videos and replying to a lot of comments recently. Things have been really busy and really hectic, and there's been a lot going on recently. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what's happening. I'm going to start with the bad news, because I want to just get it out of the way. A couple weeks ago, my grandmother passed away. She was in her 90s, and the whole family has been pretty shaken up about that. I couldn't afford to fly out to her funeral, so I elected to stay behind and watch my parents' house, water their plants, take care of the animals and all that stuff. And for the past couple weeks, it's just been pretty rough. We're all doing better now, but it's been a pretty shitty couple of weeks. And on top of that, there's been a lot of other stuff going on. So I'm gonna get on to the good news, because I might as well just move on to the good news, because fuck it. So good news is, let's talk about my health so far. I'm doing good. Post-surgery, I'm pretty much healed. I'm getting a lot of my strength back in my abs. Basically, no side effects from gallbladder surgery. It's fucking gone. I'm feeling good. I'm getting my strength back. I'm already losing a little bit of weight that I had from being stuck in bed. And I'm just feeling generally a lot healthier than when I had the fucking thing in me. So that's gone, and I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I guess that's really it. I don't know if I'll ever have to do an update about my whole gallbladder situation again, because unless something goes horribly wrong way further down the line from who knows fucking what, but everything seems great. So I'm just not going to worry about it. I think I'm good now. Other good news. The business that my friends and I have been working on is official now. We just got our tax number and our certificates. We're setting up a budget and a bank account and all the business stuff that you got to end up doing. For those of you who haven't heard, we're making a tabletop game business where we're going to be making card games and RPGs and stuff. We're about to start the first round of alpha testing for our first game. Right now we're just finishing doing the in-house testing before we get ready for public testing, where we're going to take it to some local game stores and game clubs and have people tear it apart on a weekly basis and tell us how bad it is so we can go back and fix it. So that'll be cool. So I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about the game. Our first game is going to be a card game where you and your friends are heroes who explore a dungeon. It's going to be kind of a dungeon crawler kind of game that is all card based and dice generated. Each room of the dungeon will be detailed on a card, and it'll have things like the number of monsters, traps, treasure in each of the rooms. It'll also have additional challenges on the card, like poisonous gas that ticks away at your health every turn, or mandatory bosses that are always in that dungeon room. Monsters are controlled via dice. They dictate what attacks and what kind of damage they do. There are lots of monsters that synergize well with each other, like necromancers who can summon and buff undead, goblins who will always try to focus down a single target, or at least as often as a goblin can keep their attention, but sometimes they have a chance of randomly attacking someone else. All the treasure and gear that you get from defeating these rooms and exploring is their gear and items that you can use to customize your character, and the idea is we're going to have progressive character development, so you can keep a character from one dungeon to another. It's not like a normal card game where you shuffle everything back. You just continue playing the game as normal. There's going to be a large variety of weapons and armor that specialize in different roles and have different rules printed on them. Do different types of damage or block different types of damage. There's other kind of things like a mask that lets you re-roll enemy targets, so you can kind of draw aggro away from people and be kind of like a tank. And there are swords that you can two-hand for additional damage, provided you have a free hand, or shields that can absorb or even redirect enemy damage. There are going to be tons and tons and tons of features in the starter box, and we're trying to fit all of this into a 72 card starter box so we can make it really affordable for people to get into the game and started. And then the idea past that is to make a bunch of expansions, a bunch of booster packs, a bunch of other stuff like that people can add new dungeon rooms and new monsters and bosses and new gear and all kinds of stuff to your deck and just custom build whatever you want. And it's going to have, in the starter box, we're working on things right now like quests, new combat mechanics like dual wielding and stuff. We're going to have rule-bending traps that are literally things that change the core mechanics of the game, so you have to adjust your playstyle based on what's drawn in the room, all kinds of stuff. To properly get into all of it, I'll have to make a full video, which I'm going to do once we're closer to the Kickstarter for the game. We also want to make a video taking you guys through a couple of rooms, because I'm really proud of this game. It's been a lot of fun to work on, and it's been a lot of fun. And, oh, my dog's barking. Oh, she's excited about it too. But I've been enjoying the game, and I figure it's right up your guys' alley too. A lot of you guys will probably enjoy this kind of game, because it's very dungeon crawlery. I've been working on this game for a few months now, and it's part of why I ended up getting really excited when Hand of Fate was on the Humble Bundle, and they ended up becoming our current Let's Play. Because I was like, hey, this is kind of similar to the idea that I had. It's a dungeon crawling kind of adventure-y kind of game that's card-based. It's very, very different, but it's still, it's kind of neat to see something similar, so it gets your creative juices flowing. Speaking of Hand of Fate, it's going really well. You guys are enjoying it. We're more than halfway through it. It's a really fun game. I've got a couple of options what to play when we're done with this, since we are like halfway done with it, but I'm not 100% sure what to do next. But I'll think on it, and maybe we'll do like a poll or something. So, last big piece of news is I'm making a Patreon. Right now my time is split between YouTube, the new business that I was talking about, and doing freelance work to get a little bit extra money here and there. And honestly, I don't have time to do all of this. So my hope is I can earn a little bit more from making a Patreon for my YouTube and stop worrying about freelance work altogether. The Patreon money would basically go towards helping me and Silver eat and pay bills, and it will go into our savings, as well as helping me like get some new stuff for the channel, like new games that I couldn't afford otherwise. I want to use the money to start doing some actual DIY crafting videos. Hell, maybe I'll even be able to afford some coal, or if it goes super well, maybe I can get a propane forge and do a lot of blacksmithing videos, which I'd love to do, but I haven't been able to do blacksmithing because it's fucking expensive. My promise for the Patreon is that I'm going to make at least 20 videos a month in exchange for your pledge. I'm going to try and do daily content like I have been, but you guys have seen how fucking busy things have been, especially with the business and my recent surgery and all just life going to hell. So I want to make a promise and give myself a little bit of wiggle room, that way I don't have to compromise and make content that isn't as good as I want it to be for you guys. So that way I can guarantee at least 20 videos a month and still make stuff that I'm not just gonna put out because YouTube money, which I don't get much YouTube money anyways, so you guys fucking know that. I'd rather just put out stuff that I enjoy doing, and I know you guys will enjoy watching. So that's the whole goal there. And of course you guys get cool rewards for your pledges. I've been working really hard on coming up with stuff that I thought was pretty neat and would be worth your money. So there's lots of stuff for the different levels. You guys can read it. The thing should be launched and active, so you guys can read through all the rewards. But it's stuff like polls to help me decide. You get a lot of weight in what I do next for my next video, especially when I have no idea what to do, kind of like after Hand of Fate. The Hand of Fate poll will probably be free for everybody to vote on, but after that it'll be if you're a patron, you can throw in your 2 cents, and you can even send me chat messages and junk on Patreon of what you want to see. I'm gonna do vlogs that nobody else can see. It's just gonna be to my patrons, just talking to you guys about what's going on, how life's going, if anything recently broke, or how fucked things have gotten, how busy I am. I'm gonna try and do those weekly. It depends on if anything actually interesting is going on, or if it's just work. I'm gonna do raffles where I'm gonna give away some of the stuff that I make in my DIY videos. I think that'll be cool, because I'm gonna be doing everything from cosplay props and stuff to D&D miniature type stuff, all kinds of stuff. Blacksmithing, I'd love to give away a sword someday. That would be neat. There's going to be an Adventurers Guild membership card that I'm going to custom make for you. It'll have your avatar from YouTube, or a picture of yourself or something on it. A short bio, a list of your superpowers and crap like that. It'll have a membership number, It'll have a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna have to, like, I'll one-on-one with some of you guys and talk to you via chat or via Skype or something. You give me the file for your picture and I'll actually make you a card. And then I'm planning on doing a DIY video where I'll show you how to, like, age paper so you guys can print it out and age it and make it look like it's an old membership card thing. Like I said, you have a membership number and a rank and all kinds of stuff like that. And some of the higher tiers is like the ability to actually play games with me once a month and maybe even be in some of my videos. And I don't know, I'm open for more suggestions if you guys have any other ideas for rewards and whatever, because I've been working on it and I'm just trying to make cool stuff for you guys. So yeah, hopefully that's some cool stuff and it's enough to help you pay me so I have the ability to eat every month. So that'd be really cool. And I think that's really about it. This video ended up being way longer than I planned. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, whatever, just leave them in the comments, and I will get around to reading those now that things aren't quite so fucking crazy and hectic. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.